This is the Huion HS610X, and today we're going to talk about why I believe this is the best entry-level tablet you can get your hands on. What's going on, everybody? My name is Carter, and here we talk and teach about all things landscape architecture and urban design. So if you're interested about learning more about what landscape architecture and urban design offers, be sure to check out the channel for more. But today, we're covering everything you need to know about this fun little tablet that Huion was kind enough to send over to me. And in addition, we're going to be taking a look at how you could use a tablet like this in your normal architectural workflow and process. So, starting off, you can pick up this tablet over on their website or Amazon for around $70. Now, in my opinion, this is going to be the best in terms of a price point for what the tablet is going to offer and what you can do with it compared to all of the other options out there. First off, it's going to be the largest tablet that you can get in the price range. It has about a 10 by 7 inch working area, which is a great size for architects. It's not too small and it's not too large, it's just right in the middle. And as you all know, if you are an architect, that you need to have enough space to make long linear lines and make sure that when you're drawing across a page, you're not running out of space when you're doing all of these sort of actions that you're typically doing in architecture. Second is it offers the highest amount of pressure levels compared to its competitors in this price range. It has about 8,200 levels of pressure. Pressure just means that when you're drawing, it's picking up how hard you're pressing down on the thing to emulate what it would be like if you were actually drawing with a pencil. So the more pressure that it has built in, the better the outcome and more realistic it will be drawing on it. In addition, it also has a tilt recognition of up to about 60 degrees, which is more than enough and makes it feel really natural when you are drawing with it instead of having to hold it straight up and down. Which again is a really important piece as an architect. As we know, line weights, line thickness, they're all very, very important to us. So being able to replicate that with this tablet at this price point is going to be very important if we're going to be drawing with it. Now, another addition that this tablet has that all of the other tablets in this price range do not have is it has 8 programmable keys. These can be used across all of your platforms and all of your programs that you use to allow you to quickly change between tools, brushes, sizes, zoom, and anything else you could possibly think of. It's programmable with this tablet. And what's great is that these settings aren't going to be universal. So in each program, you could customize all of the buttons to maximize whatever workflow you like best using that program. And lastly, the tablet is able to work with all of the platforms that you typically use and love, including Apple, Android, Windows, and Mac OS. It's really easy to set up, and it only takes a few minutes, if that, to get it up and ready and you're drawing already. So with that, let's talk about what the tablet comes with and how to get it set up to start drawing with. So when you open up the box, you're gonna be greeted with your tablet, a USB-C cord, and a USB-C adapter for using things like phones and other non-computer devices. It's also gonna come with a quick start guide, which will help break down the process of the installation with clear details. And lastly, the pen and the pen holder. Now, the pen is great. It doesn't need to be charged, which is fantastic. And it's going to come with a nice pen holder, which can then be opened to locate your extra pen tips if you lose one or need to replace them after you've drawn on them for a while. Okay, so we've gone over what's inside. Let's talk about how to set it up and start drawing with it. Now, I'm gonna be showing you how to set it up on a Windows device, but if you're not using a Windows device or a Mac or a computer, all you have to do really is plug it in and it will start working. You don't need to install any drivers for that. So once you get your device plugged into the computer, you're gonna need to download the driver, which will let you customize and start actually using the tablet. So head on over to huion.com/download and then search your tablet here. Then you're gonna wanna scroll down and download the corresponding driver depending on the program you are using. Then just search up in your taskbar for the Huion tablet and your window will pop up and you'll be ready to start editing and looking at the settings within the tablet. So with that open, let's talk about the customability and the settings that you have with this tablet. So in the first tab called Pen Tablet, you're gonna see your tablet, which will show all of your buttons and what you're bound to. To change it, just simply click on that key and you'll see all the different options that you can use for that input. Additionally, you're going to be able to set up your working area here to whichever screen you like, or even a custom viewport if you want to go that route as well. Next is the Digital Pen tab, which again will give you the opportunity to change the 2 programmable keys and gives you the option to let you use the pen as a mouse or even for video games. And the other tab is going to allow you to play around with the pressure sensitivity. I've kept this on default, but if you want to play around with it, you certainly can. It lets you change a ton of settings and customize the pressure a ton. You can get a general sense by clicking through the hard to soft baselines, and you'll see that it'll adjust and change based on what you choose. Don't worry if you want to play around with this, there is a reset button here, so don't worry, have fun with it and figure out what style maybe you like to use the best. Lastly is over on the top right, and this will allow you to toggle between all of your keybinds and some of your specific programs. So to add a new one, you just want to make sure that the program you want to add is open first, and then Huion, it will recognize the program and then you can add it. So since I'm going to be primarily using Photoshop, I'm going to toggle that on and run through some of the basic setups and keybinds I like for that workflow. So starting with my pen, I like to set my inputs to change the size of the brush using the brackets. This is going to make it really easy to alternate through your brush sizes when you're drawing without having to go click and change the brush size over and over again. Then for the tablet, I like to set my first button to my brush. For the second, I will choose the eraser tool, and then third, I'm going to do the shift key so that if I want to draw a hard straight line, I can do that really easily like it's a ruler. Then I keep the middle 2 buttons as default, which are the zoom in and zoom out. This is very useful and I use it more than any key in there. And the bottom 3 are really a toss-up and depend on your preference, but I like to set the top one as the undo key, which is Control Z, spacebar to the next one so I can move around in my window, and then L for lasso tool so I can select something specific without manipulating the other parts of the drawing. So now that you know all about the setup, the specs, and what goes into this tablet, let's talk about how I use this tablet and how I've felt so far using it. So far I've really enjoyed using the tablet for a lot of my concept work. Drawings will include anything from party diagrams to drawings over plans, hand renderings, 3D models that are rendered over. Anything in that nature of sketching and concept work is a really great option for tablets and the use of tablets. And there's a couple of reasons why I think I enjoy this process in drawing on a tablet so much. Number one is it just fits in with the modern workflow so well now. Everything is on computers and you're using all these different softwares, so to be able to still hand render with the tablet and have it work seamlessly and transfer and work really well with all of the other programs is a massive advantage. It makes it so much easier to still do some hand drawings in today's day and age. And not to mention, you'll be able to take advantage of these really powerful programs. You're going to be able to use all of their tools, their brushes, everything that that program offers right on your tablet, which makes it really great, really cheap, because you're not going to need to go out and spend a bunch of money on tools, brushes, and all those other things. You'll save a ton of desk space, and it just makes it a whole lot easier to do. And I think by having all of these options, all of these built-in features, it actually makes it a lot easier for beginners to start drawing, in my opinion. I think that by having these tools built in, it's going to give you an opportunity to play around more and explore your options without feeling so discouraged. So once you get used to the tablet, you might be able to do a typical hand-rendered drawing a little bit faster on the tablet, or even at a higher level, just because you can take advantage of the brushes and tools that's built into some of these programs. So I really think if you're someone that doesn't have a lot of space or is new to drawing, I think you'll find that you might actually like drawing on this more. I know from my experience that I used to absolutely hate drawing. I sucked at drawing. I wasn't good at sketching. I'm still not great at sketching. I'm better now, but I wasn't great at sketching. It was very daunting going into a field that is primarily about drawing, sketching, and representing your ideas through pen and paper. So I just never gravitated towards a sketchbook. I don't know why, I could never get behind it, but when I bought an iPad a couple years ago, that really changed the game for me. I was able to undo things, play around more, and maybe just because it was a different medium, I actually started to enjoy drawing and was able to develop a habit of drawing since then. So I know that's from my own personal experience, but maybe you're out there and you're not sure about it, and maybe this purchase could maybe make the difference in you starting to draw more. Now, like everything else in life, this will take some practice to get used to the tablet. So I recommend doing some exercises, some straight line exercises, or tracing over drawings that you have just to get a sense for how your hand will react to the medium. One of the hardest things you'll notice about the tablet is getting used to not seeing your drawing. You'll notice that to actually draw and sketch, you're gonna need to look at the screen, which means you can't look at your hand. So the hand-eye coordination gets really wonky. It's kind of confusing at first. The only thing I can suggest is that if you've drawn with Photoshop before using a mouse, it's pretty similar. But once you get over that, the tablet is great and you'll be well on your way to drawing however you like. So here's just a couple of drawings that I've done using this tablet. Now, one of my favorite drawings to do with the tablet is actually to sketch over a 3D model, because it's just a really cool way to give some personal flair and to change it up from this kind of basic, boring looking 3D model that has no character to it. So this is just an example of what you could do with it. It was a fun little drawing and I'm kind of happy with how it came out. So I think the tablet will create some unique scenarios for some unique styles for your renderings, perspectives, and so forth. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check it out. So let me know in the comments below what you think about where tablets are at in the architecture space, and if you would want to use it and what you think you would be using it for. But that is everything you need to know about the HS610X tablet. So be sure to give me a thumbs up if you found this video cool and useful, and share it with a friend who might be interested in getting into a tablet. As always, thank you all for hanging out, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.